GUNBRAIN. Here's some GUNBRAIN. Woo! This is my cutified mecha comic. Been working on it pretty much for like a year now. This has been like kind of my 2020 comic and stuff. It's cute, man. I like it. Here's like a really rough page spread, actually. It actually kind of reminds me of like Calvin and Hobbes meets like mecha. Damn, I just thought of that just now. That's the way I should like market this comic from now on. Anyways, yeah. What up, Raytrons? Just wanted to share some of the new pin designs that are coming out over at coastalvania.com. Recently, in the last month or two, I ran a new campaign that was at pincoming.com, and they were for these awesome gaming-inspired enamel pins. Yes, let's just go right on through it, I guess. Let's see here. Let's start with the 8-bit era. First of all, we've got these cute little NES carts. Over here we got the gray one, standard NES cart. Oh yeah, look at that. Pressed on black metal with gray and some yellow and red. And these are the first wave that have like my special Coastalvania back stamp on it. So look at that. Isn't that nice? Yeah. So here's the gray one. And it's just supposed to be any NES cartridge you can imagine. That's why there's just a big old N on there to represent Nintendo. Next we've got the golden NES cart. And this one I was very excited about getting. Obviously very Legend of Zelda inspired, pressed on gold enamel pins, and all these are available on coastalvania.com now. The campaign was to get these funded, and it was successful, and here they are. Yeah, this one's inspired by the classic golden NES cartridge you'd get for Legend of Zelda, the classic game, first game with Link and Zelda and stuff in it, Breath of the Wild, all that. This was the first one. Right. Yes. Now, moving right along, we move to the 16-bit era. And over here we've got the Super Nintendo cartridge. Just beautiful. I really like how this one turned out. Pressed on gold metal with enamel coloring, so that gold really pops against the gray, I think, of the Super NES cartridge. Growing up, I never used to call them NES or whatever, the quick way to say it. I'd always say NES, but these days I ain't got time, man. I just say NES, Yeah, Coastalvania on the back there. Let's move along. The next 16-bit one. And finally, we get a little bit of Sega representation here. I was always a Sega kid growing up, to be honest. So this one right here, representing the Sega Genesis cartridge, really hits home, definitely. It's just a big old S there to represent the Sega cartridge. This one's pressed on silver metal. It's just beautiful. I always thought silver was pretty appropriate for Sega and Genesis. It was a very kind of silvery, futuristic-y feeling console, and to me silver feels more futuristic-y. Nintendo definitely feels like a more classic kind of system, so gold feels better. And not to get too personal, but even as a Sega kid, I can admit that Nintendo was pretty much always the gold and Sega was the silver. Yeah, it's hard for me to even admit that now, but proof is in the pudding. Except for the couple years, whatever, when Sega had the 100% market share or whatever, or majority market share over Nintendo. That was pretty amazing. Props go to Sonic the Hedgehog, and I do have a Sonic pin planned I want to do eventually as well. Anyways, moving along to the 32-bit era, and for this, so far, I only got a couple. I've got the PlayStation right here, or mine, I call it the Gray Station. And this one's quite nice. Oh, this one looks like a B-grade pin, actually. Sometimes, there's a B-grade in there, something with like some speckling or something. We'll pull out a better one. Just pull out another one from the old Coastalvania chest of awesomeness. Here's PlayStations, and here's a lot of the other pins I've got. Vegeta's, Goku's skulls, Terminator skulls. Oh, the Dragon Dagger. I really like the Dragon Dagger. Yes. PlayStation. Let's get another one of these. And yeah, they're all in these baggies, individually wrapped. I have a lot of these tiny baggies now, and it makes me feel kind of suspect, but they're for enamel pins. They're for enamel pins, I swear. Anyways, Gray Station. There you go. That's sometimes a little dusty. That's okay. There you go. Beautiful. And this one is pretty simple. You know, it's just gray on black. The PlayStation was not that elaborate looking of a console, but the one place where it does have some color is the little PlayStation logo and the two buttons, which are like green and blue. And I made sure to get actually the green and blue. It's kind of hard to see. Yeah, that's screen printed on there. It's just small minor detail that I just really wanted to have. And the screen printed, that's so it doesn't have like a outline around it, so it's just the little dashes. And it's so like such a minute detail, but I think it adds something to the pin where there's not a whole lot of the other detail in the actual console design. Some of the funner parts, I guess, are like the controller ports and the air exhaust on the side looks pretty cool. Yeah, the logo is so small, so you know it came out kind of tight, but I think it's cool. There's a little bit of red in there still. Yeah, Gray Station right there, and then arguably one of the most influential game to come out from that system, Final Fantasy VII. Here's a Cloud Strife. I call this one Nimbus Soldier because it's like a cloud. Yeah, this one is based on the low poly video game in-game models from the game. That's like, I've always loved the low polygon aesthetic. You know, it's just nostalgia, it's all this stuff, but the low polys were always like very fluid too, you know, like there wasn't like slow down frame rate, whatever, like Tobal #1, games like that where the low poly polygons let the shapes do the expressions, you know, the shapes. It was less about the textures and more about the shapes. I'm a shapes guy personally, so yeah. And that's the thing too about like even the Final Fantasy VII remake now. It's a good game. It's maybe a great game. I don't know. I still haven't beaten it yet. But basically playing it, I'm like, oh yeah. So basically FF7 that we knew, the old school masterpiece one, that was the one, you know, and like they can't replicate that. I wish they would just go ahead and make it like a low poly remake. Seriously, don't even try to make it look like a AAA Western style over the shoulder or whatever game. Like make it look like the old school graphics of FF7, but just like blow it up, like plus it times 50, you know, like have just everything moving on the screen. Make it a visual feast. Don't just make an upgrade or a reboot that makes it look like all the other modern shit that's out there now. Make it still look like the old style and aesthetic of the game, but upgraded plus to infinity. Anyways, that's my little tangent about FF7 and why it means so much to me and my personal opinions on aesthetics and whatever. And I think you guys feel me. I think you guys feel me on that. All right, moving on to the 64-bit. I don't know, the 7th generation of gaming consoles. Arguably the most creative and fun era of gaming before it became like this big mainstream billion-dollar industry and like whatever. I still love video games, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. So right here we have GameCube. Oh, beautiful. And usually I prefer hard metal. Like these are all hard enamel pins, which means they're like flat. You can't really feel like the grooves and the ridges inside the pins. You know, like on this one is soft enamel. So the grooves and the ridges really stick out. Usually I like the hard enamel because, I don't know, it looks more like the actual stuff I'm trying to make it look like. But for this one, like the details and stuff are just so kind of fun that I like the soft enamel on this one. So this one is in a soft enamel on silver. Yep, on silver, Coastalvania. For the GameCube. And the three colors here represent like the three main colors that were on the GameCube when it released. Purple, silver, and orange, which was the Japanese one. And I know there's a black one too, but whatever, I didn't put it. So GameCube. Funny thing about this one is, like, for the campaign at, well, the campaign was at pincoming.com, but the deal with that, Pincoming, the deal with Pincoming is that's where my current new wave of pins will always be represented at pincoming.com. It's pin and incoming. God, you get it? You understand what I did there? So currently at pincoming.com, that leads to... It does sound silly, man. It sounds a little suggestive, whatever, but hey, it's memorable. It sticks in your head. Currently at Pincoming is my Nasangelion pins, which are coming soon. I'll show a bit about that in a little bit. But anyways, GameCube, it's beautiful. And the funny thing about this pin is it's really popular. Like, I think everyone who ordered at pindunk.com ordered a GameCube as well. It's funny how much this system is loved. And I get it. I understand. There's mine right there, representing on my Tower of Power here. I know it looks crazy, but people are like, these systems are going to fall over, blah, blah. I've had this thing for like a year now, and that's never been a problem. The way I prop these things up, my cord management needs work, but the way I've got these things propped up, and I usually have the Saturn propped up too, just like this. I use these book proper uppers for my systems. And trust me, I know about book proper uppers because I'm also a graphic novelist, and I use these at conventions and shit. And these things really don't fall over too much, especially metal on plastic with a heavy weighted thing weighing it down. These things barely don't even move at all. Like, you can kind of shake it and shit. Oh, look at that. Oh, they're all wiggling and shit, but they ain't going anywhere. Right, so I had my Saturn. I'm going on another tangent, but whatever. So I had my Saturn propped up with these two, like, looking all cool, displaying, because I love how it displays like this. You get to see the whole system and everything. And yeah, my Dreamcast is not only got a custom sticker, but it's custom internals as well. This is a universal Dreamcast that can play Japanese, American, and burn discs as well. Anyways, my Saturn was propped up like that. Saturn is my favorite retro gaming console, and it was propped up like that. But I actually play it so much that I got tired of putting it down and propping it back up all the time. That's the one flaw, I admit, in my system of displaying, is that I like to put them back down when I'm playing them so that there's no disc, whatever, problems. Yeah, and I still play these systems pretty regularly. Yep. So everyone loves GameCube. I do too. And everyone loves Dreamcast. And I do too. You just saw mine over there. And this one's finally back in stock. This one's sold out a couple times on coastalvania.com. Yeah. Beautiful. Another one on silver with some custom colors and stuff in there. And I just love these systems, how they're like nice and square and kind of diamond shape if you draw them just right. And on this one, I was sure to accentuate the car alarm. On this one, I was sure to accentuate the wings on the back. That was always one of my favorite features of the Dreamcast, was it kind of had like some Cadillac style wings. Swoops. That's how cool this system is. It had to have swoops. Right, so there's the Dreamcast. And yeah, these were mostly all the pins that... There's a couple other video game theme pins that were on the campaign. But these are mostly the ones I funded to get made. And a lot of these are new designs for Coastalvania, etc. And you can get them all now. They're all now available at coastalvania.com, baby. And here are the packages I'm shipping out right now to people who backed the campaign. It's fantastic. I just thought I'd show you a little bit of the behind the scenes for Coastalvania developments, because I'm pretty proud of the system we got going on here, the Royal We. You know, we got lots of stuff. These over here are packages, and let's just pop one open just so I can show you the goodness that you get when you back at Coastalvania. It's nice in its thing. Oh man, that got kind of squished. That sucks. I'm going to repackage this one anyways. This one is kind of full, so it got kind of scrunched when I put it in my little CD thing here. Let's look at another one. There you go. Immaculate. Nice and immaculate. Yes. So let's open one up just to see. Yeah, you know, there's like a nice little note on the back. Thank you for supporting our campaign. We hope you enjoy your pins. Feel free to follow us at Coastalvania. Feel free to and view our full catalog at coastalvania.com. Yay! When you open it up, it's hard to do with one hand, baby. Open her up. There's a whole lot of special treats in there too. Like one. Oh, these are stickers, so they're kind of sticky. 1, 2, 3 stickers. Bang! Look at that. This was for backers of the campaign mostly, and I think I'll be out of these stickers soon. So if you order the gaming pins through me on Coastalvania, no guarantee you'll get a one of these stickers, but you'll get a couple of these usually. 1 or 2 of these always come with Coastalvania. The small holographic die cut stickers, which are kind of our logos / mascots, the Love Machine and Cloud Baby right there. This one is a transparent sticker too, which is pretty sweet. But those are mostly for back. I'll probably get more of these soon and include them with the gaming pins. Yeah, whatever. I just want to show you what's in the package. Coastalvania business card. Fun stuff. And this here shows, I was mentioning earlier, the Nasangelian series of pins. So these are pretty much the sequel series to my Unit 2 Flight Badge vintage NASA style Evangelion anime pins. Right, this basically merges Evangelion with you know, NASA aesthetics and stuff like that. And I love NASA, I love Evangelion, so I love these pins, and a lot of other people seem to too. These are some of my best-selling pins. So this is the sequel wave, which is going to have Unit 2 still. It's going to have all the units basically now. Oh, that's Unit 1 here, Unit 2, and I did have Unit 1 previously as an actual pin, but I think I'm sold out now, and I have literally none left inside the studio. So best I can do is show you some of these. And we've got the mass production series here, Unit 0, which this is kind of hard to see on this one, but it incorporates her shield and some other stuff. The shield and the little diamond angel that was in the episode where they did the sniping stuff is incorporated on her pin. That's going to be a really good pin. That one's going to be in silver. And a Unit 8 pin down here, which is from the new movies and stuff like that. And that's the first one that's in a non-circular, more triangular flight patch looking situation. Nasangelian. And that is currently what you can find at Pincoming. Like I mentioned earlier, pincoming.com is where my new pin designs are always going to be at. Because I plan on trying to make new pin designs like all the time. So that's what Pincoming is for. And also nasangelian.com is a place you can actually visit. Because I want to make this like a thing, like its own sub class of design, whatever. And there's more on the back. Attention anime fans. Blah, 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 blah. Pincoming.com. Yep. These are going to be amazing. Here we go. Here they are in color. Full screen. And these ones are crazy because, like, I love them. The mock-ups, obviously, and the art that I've made. But these always look even better in pin form, man. Like, as cool as they look now in just the graphic look, they look amazing in metal. So yeah, the new ones, these two have been made, and these look great in person. I in my opinion, I do declare. And these will be the new ones. Unit 0, who's always been a personal favorite of mine. Well, my number one favorite is Unit 2. Hang on. Unit 2, that's why I started with her, Asuka, and the whole red. You know, I'm pretty partial to red. Perhaps you've noticed if you've read Sharknife or something like that. And then probably, honestly, my second favorite would be Unit 1, just because it's the main character and does a lot of the most badass shit. But man, just a testament to how good Eva is, you know, like Unit 0 is like, she's the misfit, of course. But she has some of the most memorable scenes in the show as well, specifically when she's in the prototype yellow mode, the golden mode, which I really like. I've always liked the yellow more than the blue take on Unit 0. Anyways, like, yeah, she headbutts a wall to get to Gendo like 73 times. That's really a funny part. Really cool part. So this one's going to look dope in pin form. It's going to be silver, and the blue bits that form her shield around here. And this is dope too, because the shield, if you flip this whole thing, it's going to be hard for me to do with one hand. Very hard for me to do with one hand. Impossible, basically. Oh wait, I figured it out. Cool. If you flip it, that's almost like a space shuttle, you know? Like the shape of a space shuttle. So this is like, really works out pretty well for the Nasangelian theming, I think, for this series. Right, so yeah, Unit 0 is dope as hell. And then you got the mass production unit here, which is one of the most heinous, gross, like, it's beautiful looking. It's a crazy looking angel, but if you know what they do in the series, it's like, oh god, that's a messenger of death right there. That's a really fun one too. And this one, I like ones that I've kind of avoided incorporating flags or whatever, but a lot of the NASA pins have flags and stuff on them. So for the mass production series, I included the German and Chinese flag, which according to the anime is where most of the mass production units were manufactured, in Germany and China. So we got the flags here. And this one's going to be in gold with screen printed elements for the line arts. And I think, I don't know if I mentioned it, but the shield slash kind of space shuttle looking thing here on Unit 0, that blue, darker blue part, I want to be screen printed as well. So this will have no like metallic outline. It'll just be like, right, the same looking blue right there. It's just so cool. And then we go on to Unit 8 here, which personally, the rebuild movies, they're like hit or miss for me. Like sometimes, like for 10 minutes, they're like amazing, and they spend like 20 minutes being stupid. Overcomplicated, fucking making everything even crazier. Like, god damn it. Like, I mean, I guess that's cool if that's all Eva's all about, is just making things incomprehensible. But anyways, Unit 8 here is actually kind of winning me over with this pin design. I think this looks awesome. You know, this the basic triangular NASA design with the blues back here really representing space quite well. And then her with a sniper rifle. Yeah, awesome. And this one will also be, a lot of these are on gold. I love gold. I do, man. This one I'll probably tighten up a bit more before I send her off to get pressed for reals. But I think this one will be a sleeper hit. I'm really excited. Of course, these ones are kind of the main Evas we all know and love. But Unit 8 here, I think it is. I don't know. I think this will turn out, the gold against that pink, I think will be quite something. And then to round out the general wave, the main wave of these Nasangelians, at least whatever first wave, is the Nerve / NASA hybrid logo here, which I quite like. And this one's pretty simple, you know, understated. If you just kind of want to represent your nerdness, your nerveness, more subtly, this one might be for you. Basically, I wanted to have 6 main pins to fill out a Castlevania card. For a single one-time purchase, you can get all 6 dope-ass badges for a low price or something. And I also, you notice these extra items here, the entry plug right here and the vibration knife right there. I want to include as add-on pins, like micro pins too. I want them to be like this size, like very small, but like just really cool and cute, like little accent pins that if we unlock goals in the campaign, I think maybe every backer would get one of these for free, potentially. Yeah, or both even, if it meets the thing, the quotas, whatever I'm going to set up. And here is the vibration knife, which is basically like kind of a fancier looking box cutter. It's not even that fancy. This one I updated recently, but I lost some data. Dang it. Freaking Windows updated, and I lost a little bit of data. Let me hear from you in the chat, in the comments. Who here hates freaking Windows updates as much as I do? I fucking do. I never want them, the Windows updates. I don't care what you're updating, man. I would rather just have my Photoshop files sit comfortably and not be messed with at all, ever. Right, so yeah, wow, that was a big thing about the Nasangelian pins, but I am very excited about these. I've got a few pillars of my artistic life, basically, that keep me motivated and in perpetuity of making stuff, you know. Comics is one of them. My Patreon is another. My Patreon's great because it's me and the community talking directly and stuff like that. And what up, Raytrons? This is shout out to you right now. And the pins are like my third pillar of productivity, basically. So very excited about Nasangelian pins. And even, right, so this campaign should be going up soon, very soon. I was thinking about if I should put it up before Christmas or after Christmas, but since Christmas is rapidly coming in, and I don't know, I feel like this would get lost in the shuffle if I uploaded it before Christmas. I'll probably wait till after Christmas to fully unveil the Nasangelian campaign. But still, if you go there right now at pincoming.com, you can put your email in to be notified when this thing drops, because I am going to have like some early bird specials, like discounted prices to get these at. So if you like the look of these pins and you want to get some of your own, be sure to sign up, put your email in there. And there's going to be stickers and stuff too. I've been contemplating if it's actually going to be fiscally cool for me to do this, but I want to make, all right, I'll just show you. Yeah, here's like a holographic sticker of the same thing that I hacked with the pins. Pin and sticker. And yeah, if you're an EVA fan, NASA fan, sci-fi vintage aesthetic fan, there's just a lot of fun here. And basically with the campaign, I wanted to be able to include a sticker with every pin. A sticker version of every pin. So no matter which pin you get, you'll get a sticker version of it with the pin. So I try to do stuff like that, like really make, if you're going to order through me with this campaign, you're going to get some fun stuff. So right, nasangelian.com or pincoming.com to sign up for the pre-launch for all this goodness. Coastalvania gaming pins are available now at coastalvania.com. Heck yeah. And let's look at some comics before I sign off for the day. Because, oh yeah, I'm still doing that too. Still make me... Oh, that's secret. Alright, start with GUNBRAIN. Here's some GUNBRAIN. Woo! This is my cutified mecha comic. Been working on it pretty much for like a year now. This has been like kind of my 2020 comic and stuff. It's cute, man. I like it. Here's like a really rough page spread, actually. It actually kind of reminds me of like Calvin and Hobbes meets like mecha. Damn, I just thought of that just now. That's the way I should like market this comic from now on. Anyways, yeah, and it's true too. Yeah, here's some rough pages. Here's more fleshed out pages. This is going to be some fun stuff. I'm starting to color it. Over here, you can see, ooh, this Street Fighter art. This is my wallpaper, my background. It changes too, but yeah, Street Fighter. Right, here's the pages. All the pages for GUNBRAIN. Looks like it goes to 77 currently. I think I wanted to up that more up to like 80 pages for GUNBRAIN. I want all my comics basically to be like 80 pages from now on. It's such a good little sweet spot for graphic novels, I think. Right, GUNBRAIN, here it is. It's totally like cute little manga Calvin with his giant mecha GUNBRAIN, which is actually piloted by the brain of his dog, his pet, which is kind of Hobbes-ish. And yeah, it's totally like Calvin and Hobbes meets mecha. Wow, that's cool, man. Thank you. Oh, shit. We're all going a little crazy, aren't we? Yes, it is. Yeah, more GUNBRAIN. See, look, Gork acquires dog brain. Yeah, the GUNBRAIN whole, like, yeah. Yeah. GUNBRAIN, that's the name of the comic. and that's what it is. Like this is the actual mech is called a GUNBRAIN. And how did I come up with that title? It's actually from a picture I saw of like of a jet, a fighter jet with like its mechanical innards exposed, and it looked like real like human, you know, organs and stuff. And I said something like, "Oh, I can imagine this. It's like a nervous system piloting or informing the jet's gun brain." And like I said that, I said GUNBRAIN, GUNBRAIN. In the post, I typed it. I don't know, maybe I could dig it up and find it or something. But yeah, and then I was immediately like, I'm gonna make a comic called GUNBRAIN now, because that name. And I knew like the kind of oh shit motif instantly I wanted, even with the utterance of that name. I was like, that's totally got to be like a kind of super deformed, kind of Exo Squad, Metal Slug type situation. GUNBRAIN that requires that requests that, and I'm making it happen right now, baby. GUNBRAIN. That'll probably be after I do Pin Coming, Nasangelian campaign, the Pin campaign. After that one wraps up, I'm gonna do my next comics campaign, which is gonna be GUNBRAIN, and yeah, that'll be happening soon. You can see this is a comic that actually exists, and I have multiple files of this file saved. It's all good. I know I was just bitching about Windows updates, and they are the devil, but I try my best to keep the comics always solid. Down here, Coastal Comics. That's my brand now for comic making, at least. Oh, but we can't focus. There it is. Coastal Comics. I guess I can't get that close. Right, you know, Coastalvania is my store situation. Coastal Comics is my comics situation. And that's a .com you can visit as well. All right, next comic, coastalcomics.com. All right, next comic, SHARKNIFE. Oh, hey, that's cool. Yeah, SHARKNIFE for sure. Honestly, oh my god, SHARKNIFE is so hard. Wait, before we get to SHARKNIFE, let's look at PINAPL. PINAPL, yay! This is really, really sketchy. This is chapter 3 of PINAPL. Fuck, my focus is like being a little sucker. Cool. Okay, I fixed it. Like a boss. PINAPL! I'm so excited about PINAPL. And I think some of you are too. So basically, I decided that PINAPL is going to be my Patreon comic, because it's just hard to corral my mainline comic series. This is like GUNBRAIN over here and SHARKNIFE, and it's hard to like parse these out into quick chunk chapters. So I wanted to make just a comic that I could just scribble out as fast as possible to keep Patreon updated, to keep new content coming on Patreon, comics content. And I think it's going well so far. I still have to upload this month's chapter 3 of PINAPL, but we've got it right here. Let's look at the thing. Right here is, there's 2. 1 above it. 1, 2, and here's 3. And here's all the pages for chapter 3. And it's like, what is it? 18 through 27, so it's like 9-page update. Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, ooh, this is gonna be fun stuff. So like for the part 3 of PINAPL here, we've got a press start kind of thing. This is gonna be like a video game intro thing for another one of my fictional characters called Mega Mummy. There he is. Really hard to see right now, but I think you get the idea. If you know Mega Man at all, you can tell kind of what's going on there. So PINAPL is also starting to include some of my other characters that I really like, that I've wanted to make comics of, like Mega Mummy. And this is funny because the little press start opening here is 250 years ago. At humanity's peak, their creations, the robots, gained sentience. Having witnessed all the atrocities wrought by the hands of man, the robots decided to leave Earth. So this is fun. This is like a opening to a video game. It's going to be Mega Mummy. Opening to a video game, but it also is simultaneously informing you, the reader, about the actual history of Coastalvania. Or Neo-Coastalvania, I should say. Right, and Coastalvania is the city where a lot of my comics take place, so there you go. There's meta shit. It's the shop that we all buy our fun, creative wares from, and it's also the city where my comics take place. Yes. PINAPL is Neo-Coastalvania, though, to clarify. Right, so we have Mega Mummy playing or a video game of Mega Mummy happening, and someone's playing it, blah blah blah, and this is all Pineapple Chapter 3. And then we zoom out here to see it's a girl like in a blanket playing this game, blah blah blah. And here is Volcano Val's battling Cock from Cockfighting, Rolly 3, coming in with his beak full of money from the previous chapter, and he just spits it out. And there's more after that. This is a fun chapter. Right. I feel like I have a lot of my creativity in like the thumbnailing stage and stuff, and that's essentially what Pineapple is. It's just like no filter, fast comics. Right. So there's Pineapple, Pineapple, Gunbrain, and Sharknife. Just like I have 3 pillars of my productivity in general in life, I don't know, I feel like I have 3 comics that I'm always working on. 3 main comics, but... And, you know, I've been the type to work on multiple projects for a long time. You know, but hey, it's not all doom and gloom with that lifestyle. The proof is right here, baby. You know, I finish shit. So, with the new stuff, I ain't too worried about that. I'm not worried about that. I'm just trying to figure out my ultimate productivity for comics and stuff like that. And I think I'm starting to crack it, honestly. Especially with Pineapple now serializing on Patreon. And let's look at this. Yeah, with Chapter 3's update. And look at that. I have it. It's all thumbed out. And with Pineapple, for me, it's all about just taking a couple days and just like, going crazy. And yeah, it's not like a super laborious comic, you know. Anyways, with that Chapter 3, we'll be up to 27 pages already with Pineapple. So that is fucking cool. And my goal these days is to release 80-page graphic novels. And let's look at Sharknife too. Oh, look at that. Boom. Last page, 80-page. That's not the page we're looking at right now, but I'm just showing you that even Sharknife Fight Machine, Book 1, is indeed like laid out now. And I'm very excited about this. I don't know. I don't want to show too much here. We got some Umbra stuff going on here. And these are more like just kind of general sketches I whipped up. Some stuff that I do want to include in the comic, but I don't exactly know how this scene's playing out yet. But I mean, this is kind of like, I don't know if this is the Marvel way. We'll call it the coastal way for right now, or the Ray way. It's like, I mean, it's obvious, you know, like for comics, it's like, I want to see Umbra doing this on the next page. What would make this comic to me feel like a good comic that I want to read and look at and stuff like that? Well, we should have this. You know, on the next page, we should have some fights that do this, some cool panels with this. That's kind of the Marvel way. You draw a cool thing, and then you just stick it in there, and then you, like, work a story around it, you know? I mean, in this case, I've been working on Sharknife 3, I guess the longest now in all of my Sharknifery. 2, Double Z, notoriously took forever for me to work on. But 3, it's not even, don't misunderstand it. It's not like once 2 came out, I was just like, let's do 3. Sharknife for me, it's not like Scott Pilgrim or something where it's like a new book every year or something. It's more to me, I don't know, it's like movies, you know? I make them at my own pace. And with Fight Machine, Sharknife 3, technically, I'm not even really going to call it Sharknife 3. It's just Sharknife Fight Machine. Yeah, here we go. We got some fun stuff here. With Fight Machine, it's kind of like the Ultimate Spider-Man version of Sharknife. You know, it's like the ultimate take on Sharknife. Because my first 2 books for Sharknife were just me being in my 20s, honestly, and not even knowing shit about comics or arts and just making graphic novels. Admittedly slowly and fucking difficultly, but I made them. And but now I'm like, all right, let's figure out this shit. I'm watching. It's been the golden age of renaissance of TV and shit, so I see how, like, oh, this is how you plant seeds and blah, blah, blah. Right, so Fight Machine is going to be, like, all the cool ideas I've had from Sharknife. They now have context and reason and motivators for why they're there, and it's all really fun. I think it's like, you know, when you see like a show or a movie like Batman versus Superman or something, like, I could have done that so much better. Like, that's what I'm doing with Sharknife now. It's like, okay, what if Sharknife was my property and it's like this fight comic that a lot of people like but kind of complained that there wasn't a lot of story? How do we make that something that's got a lot of substance to it and it's still super bombastic and like every couple pages is like, eye-meltingly interesting creative ideas, but it's also got like some substance to it. There's some reason to it all happening. And that's Fight Machine. At least I hope so. Right, you know, a lot of these are the pages, and man, yeah, there's some fun stuff here. There is like a whole kind of like modern social media kind of Yelp review kind of thing going on. SHARKNIFE is now throughout the city doing deliveries. And look at this. This is fun. This is like this page here. It incorporates a couple of my favorite things about comics, you know, like I like my comics to be half narrative device, like book, and half like graphic design instructional infographic kind of book, you know. Like my favorite stuff about looking at stuff visually is like stats, statistics. So this here is like a map page, and it's going to have a lot of SHARKNIFE reviews, and these are all the same pose for now, but it's going to be like different SHARKNIFE doing different activities. So this page serves a double meaning. Like it shows the topographical view of Coastalvania and it shows SHARKNIFE embarking on several different deliveries and maybe defeating different monsters. And it's also going to show like different like people's opinions of SHARKNIFE. They probably won't all be 5-star reviews in the final, you know, this is just a placeholder. And it also shows like time passing, you know, as these go. So I'm very proud of stuff like this. Like this is the stuff I'm working on with Fight Machine. That's like, I think every page is kind of interesting and has some fun stuff going on. And this too is kind of like a modern take on like Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns that always had like little asides to TV screens, since that was like the big new thing, you know. I don't know, not really new, but the big thing certainly in the 70s, 80s. Now our big thing is looking at, you know, phone screens and giving likes and stuff like that. So that's what this is about. And yeah, and then, you know, there's fun stuff here too. Like I have SHARKNIFE killing some monsters, and now we're gonna get introspective. Like he thinks about it, and he's remorseful for killing monsters. He doesn't know why he has to keep doing it, but he keeps doing it. And here's like a nice family in a car, and he gives them... Here's a fun thing too. Like SHARKNIFE's not all about killing monsters and selfishly fighting and being a badass all the time. Like he gives people good advice, and he now gives out fortune cookies that contain free meals for the Guangdong factory, little tokens and stuff like that. This is fun stuff, I think, at least. And of course, some really fun fight scenes. I've been wanting to do a car chase fight scene for a long time in SHARKNIFE, and now we've got it. And one of his new powers too is that he can transform his SHARKNIFE into an actual surfboard that he like space surfs on around. It's total kind of some Silver Surfer, Back to the Future 2 vibes. Gets on the car and does a backflip, summons the surf knife, and mounts it. Boom! Cuts a monster car in half with his surf knife, surfing along the ground. And right here we got a nice little TMNT cameo, and he does a kickflip over to TMNT. Hey, just showing some love for TMNT, but also kind of being like, hey, this could be the future. Why don't we try something new? Anyways, we're going backwards in time here with Fight Machine. I just want to show you, oh yeah, here's the title screen. Wow, SHARKNIFE, wow, Fight Machine. This is when I was feeling, I don't know, like, I feel like in the past I've tried to make something, oh baby, Viper Sniper. Yeah, when I was struggling with SHARKNIFE, I felt like I needed to make it more artistic and say more stuff about me and stuff like that. And maybe that's what like held it up a little bit for a while. And tried to make it too deep, like a deep meaning, you know, like blah, blah, blah. And I still am trying to do that, like I just ranted about 5 minutes ago. I'm trying to make this more substantive and stuff like that. But don't lose the bombast too, and the action and like the feeling, and that's mostly what Fight Machine is all about. This spread right here represents that tonal shift with me, like just embracing the bombast. Like I love the fist just breaking through. That's some straight up Street Fighter shit, you know, like yeah. So Fight Machine, oh man, yeah, this little intro here, this is great. Like Caesar's at like a retro gaming store, so there you go, trying to do more stuff that's like in real life and all that. Little monster attack, little harpoon comes out of nowhere, sucks the monster out into the great beyond, gets fished up into the sky, and here's our mysterious lady talking about something, needing some FM currency, Fight Machine currency. The Fight Machine currency, right? What the Fight Machine is too. That's a thing. That's a whole thing about for the story. It's like, and I've been working on it a lot. Like A lot. I have several like Word documents, Google Docs, stuff like that, breaking all of Sharknife down. And there's been several starts and stops for Sharknife 3 proper. But as you can see, I have the first book here laid out, 80 pages, and I'm feeling quite comfortable and solid with this version now. We even got, we got Viper Sniper revealed within the first like 5 pages or something. Yeah. Yeah. She's the new antagonist. There's actually a few different antagonists, and there's plenty of shout outs to old school stuff. Oh yeah, that was something I was lingering on for a moment and I was going to talk about. Well, for now, you can just enjoy these little previews. Yeah, right here. Walrus Scythe, this guy, Enter the Dragon. He's from Sharknife Double Z. He was like one of the antagonists of Sharknife Double Z. And Double Z was such like a struggle for me and stuff, like such a weird time. But it was fine. This is fine. I mean, it finally came out and shit. It would have really sucked if it never came out. That would have been really terrible. That would have really sucked. But, Jesus, man, this is like, honestly, like 5 years worth of comics development and working on stuff. So Enter the Dragon was a new character for Double Z. And honestly, yeah, the fact that it was such like a pain in the ass and stuff, I kind of vowed to not start from scratch at all. Like a lot of the story elements I wanted to adhere to, but some of the stuff, like some of the characters like Enta, I didn't really imagine him returning so much in future. It's kind of like a Monster of the Week type thing where he was there and like probably won't come back. But story, the way it worked out, he's back. He's totally back in Fight Machine. And a lot of other fun stuff too. If you actually follow the series, there's a lot of throwbacks and connective tissue throughout the books. Like I was saying earlier, how I approach this is looking at an IP that I could fix. And that's what I'm doing with Fight Machine, is I'm making it a fun story, but I'm also trying to do it in a way that it actually connects stuff from the second book and the first book to retroactively make those even better, stronger too. Because there's stuff in Double Z that I allude to, like there's a scene where Caesar is buffing the walls, and yeah, I know exactly where it's at because I worked on this fucking book for like several years. It's right here. He's like buffing the walls, and there's like a vein, like a heartbeat in the walls. And it never really comes up, never really comes up again in this book, but it will come up in this book. And then there's stuff like, well, it actually kind of does come up in the earlier part with Sharknife Kids. We see Raymond make the Guangdong factory out of a massive shark's head that's in the ground. Right there, this massive shark's head that's behind him. And he transformed the shark's head right there into the Guangdong factory. He just straight up transforms it while the kids are discussing being a daring warrior and stuff. Wow, there's more stuff in here than I give myself credit for. Hang on. Right. But there's other stuff too that I wanted to show. Like, there's a sequence. Ooh. There's a sequence where there's like this black gooey stuff, space essentially, wrapping around Jaga, the god shark. That's another thing, Jaga, the god shark, essentially the source of Sharknife's powers and stuff like that. And here's like, the black snake will wrap around its tendrils, blah, blah, blah. And the only thing that can cut it is the shark knife. And there's like these sinister eyes that come the next page. And that was totally me, setting up some kind of major villain. And that person will appear in Fight Machine as well. And the snakes are totally Viper Sniper's tendrils and stuff like that. So it's stuff that's actually linking into Fight Machine, but it's all its own mechanisms within Fight Machine as well. Wow, this is a long video now. I'm happy to just rant about this stuff because I don't know, people should know. Right. Anyways, whew, I think that's all a bit. That's all a bit that I have to say right now. I'm working on these things, babies. GUNBRAIN, SHARKNIFE, and PINAPL. And they're all, I love them. They're all going super well. And there's even a secret thing over here that I would love to show you, but I'm not. Like, as much as I love all of these, oh God, and so much do I do. This other thing I'm working on, oh my God. Oh man. This is why I need to get down to LA, man. I need to, other people need to know about these crazy ideas besides you guys, man. Anyways, to those who have watched this whole thing, holy shit, you guys are awesome. That's a little bit of insight into my comics developments currently, what's going on, everything. And I think it's really great. And you'll see in the new chapter of PINAPL. And as PINAPL continues to build, this is going to get so fun. And GUNBRAIN is pretty much like a one-off, one book. Whereas SHARKNIFE Fight Machine and PINAPL are going to be longer epics. It's going to be nice to release GUNBRAIN, which is just like a one-off kind of book. Right. Wow. Thank you all so much for watching this stuff. Please feel free to support the pins. Buy some pins. That stuff really helps make the comics happen. Also, the Patreon. My golly geez. Like, the whole... My 3 pillars of productivity are working well, and it's all thanks to you guys. So, wow. Thanks for watching. Maybe I'll do another long rant like this sometime. Let me know if you like that. All right, guys. Bye.